Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I will be going over 5 players that have shined so far during the Washington Commanders' first week of their training camp. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content on the road to 9,000 subscribers. Also hit that like button and turn on those notifications and check out Real Time Fantasy Sports, a great fantasy football and baseball site. And I'm going to try to vary it up a little bit. Like, I'm not going to do 5 super obvious guys. I'll do a couple obvious guys, but also I'm going to be doing some under the radar guys as well. So the first guy is Cole Turner, somewhere in the middle, and he has been impressing for sure the last couple days. Him and Carson Wentz have had a really good connection, and part of the reason that's happening is, 1, Logan Thomas is on the PUP list, so he's not doing any drills. Number 2, John Bates, he has been out the last few days with something. We don't know what it is, but he's been out, and then obviously AGG also retired. So it's really been Cole Turner, Curtis Hodges, and then Sammis Reyes. And I guess Armani Rogers, really haven't heard much about him, but we've heard some really good things about Cole Turner. On Saturday, he had 2 red zone targets, and both of those resulted in touchdown receptions for Cole Turner. And the day before, I think, he caught like 4+ passes from Carson Wentz as well, as doing really solid. And he's just like, he's a freak. He's like 6'6", 6'7", a hybrid between a receiver and a tight end. Is going to be a matchup nightmare for opposing defenses. I'm really excited to see what he can do for the Washington Commanders this year. And I like this tweet from Commanders Realm, and this is 5 days ago. I've got a feeling that Cole Turner will be this year's training camp darling. Majority of NFL's successful tight ends are found in later rounds and possesses his attributes. With Logan still in limbo, he'll have a solid stage to audition. And I think, and this is before, John Bates was out for a few, at least 3 training camp sessions. We'll see when he's back. And, so Cole Turner's been tight end 1. He's getting all the reps, and he has taken advantage of those for sure. And for the players that I want to try to give you guys a visual, some highlights or a clip from them at practice. So here's Cole Turner just running a nice route and, making the catch. I don't know who was throwing to him, but you see that nice route. He is a solid, very good route runner. Obviously, played receiver before, so you would expect that. But, he, like I said earlier, going to be a matchup nightmare for opposing defenses. And I love the combination of Cole Turner and John Bates. Both are good at different things, but together, I think they will work really well. So now let's go on to our next player. Okay, so this next one is kind of obvious, but I had to say it because Montez Sweat has been absolutely amazing this training camp. According to reports, he's been in the backfield almost every single play, knocking people around, trash talking everybody. And Ethan Cadeau from NBC Sports Washington said Montez Sweat has been stellar to start camp. All 3 days just completely blew up a run play in the backfield there. And then Zach Selby said, similar thing. Montez Sweat just blew up a play in the backfield. Seems to be a regular thing right now. You look at JP Finley. And here's a small clip of just him doing some drills. Montez Sweat going through some individuals has looked very disruptive this summer. So this is a quick, nothing major, but again, just to give you guys a visual there. But big year for Montez Sweat. Like, he's had good off seasons in the past. Let's see what he can do this year. Last year was just crazy. Had 5 sacks and I believe like 10 games, 8 games or whatever. Really unfortunate situation last year with, breaking his jaw, his brother passing away, which is really unfortunate, getting the virus, just a bunch of things that caused him to miss games. And he was still somewhat productive when he did play. So big year for him. I'm expecting, I think this is going to be the year he gets double-digit sacks. I really do think so, especially with Chase Young likely being out for the first 2 to 4 games. I think that, Montez Sweat is really going to eat. So, and we're going to need a big year from Montez Sweat this year. And my prediction is 10+ sacks for him this year. Now on to the next player. So this is my under the radar guy, and that is Christian Holmes, cornerback, 7th round pick out of Oklahoma State. Kind of a big guy, 6'1", 205 pounds, 24 years old. And from all accounts, he's had a really solid camp, and he's kind of solidified himself as that 4th cornerback behind William Jackson III, Kendall Fuller, and Benjamin St. Juste. So Christian Holmes, I'm almost saying like a 95% chance he's making the roster. Like, I'm going that far. I really think he has a good chance to make this roster, not only because he's played pretty solid, but also they don't have great depth. And, someone like Christian Holmes is much more likely to get picked off, the waivers, like a guy, like Corn Elder or Danny Johnson. Like those guys, especially, I just don't think those guys would get picked off of waivers. But someone like Christian Holmes, there would be a chance. There would definitely be a chance. And Christian Holmes has been playing really solid. Almost everyone has, noticed him a little bit. Zach Selby said Christian Holmes put together a really good day. Just had another PBU. And then right here, bleeding burgundy and gold. Shout out him. He said, try not to exaggerate this, but Christian Holmes is a huge cornerback. He's built like a damn outside linebacker. So a big guy, like I said earlier, and like definitely could help out in the run game a little bit. Like, he's a big guy, and is a solid tackler as well. So he's an under the radar guy that maybe could surprise some people once the season starts. I think he'll make the team. Not so sure what his impact will be on special teams. That, is something we might find out in the preseason when we actually see these guys in action. So now on to the next guy. Okay, so the next guy on this list is Dyami Brown. The last few days that the offense has been a little bit better than it was the first couple of days. I've heard some really good things about Dyami Brown. We heard about the big play that he had. It was a deep pass from Carson Wentz to Dyami Brown. It looked like Kendall Fuller was going to intercept it, but Brown kind of wrestled it out of him and made the grab and got a huge gain. So that was a big play, and, plays like that, I think it was Kime talk about it, those kind of plays give you confidence, and that's what, a player like Dyami Brown needs to have going into this year. Let's see here. Here's another clip from Dyami Brown. He's the one on the closer to us, and then Terry's on the other side. I'll show you guys it one more time. But yeah, this is a big year for Dyami Brown. We don't need him to go out there and 750, 800 plus yards. Like, that would be amazing. But like, if he just goes from 150 yards in his first year to 400 to 600 in that range, that is really good, and it adds another solid option to your receiving core. And like, let's say maybe hopefully it doesn't happen, but knock on wood, but if Curtis Samuel struggles with injuries again, then maybe you move on from Curtis and then keep Dyami as your third. But I think Curtis will be fine. I feel good about him this year, and I think ideally you have Terry, Jahan, Curtis, and then Dyami as that next guy up. I think that's what it's going to be, and that's what I hope it is. Just have a ton of really good weapons out there. And this is another tweet from Zach Selby. Says, second team going through 2-minute drills now. Heineke opens up with a sideline pass to Dyami Brown, who makes a really nice catch before stepping out of bounds. And there were some other plays today. I heard Dyami Brown's name a bunch today and the last couple of days when the offense has been playing a little bit better. So he's been playing pretty well, and I think he's going to benefit a lot from having Carson Wentz as his QB versus Heineke, who isn't really the best deep ball thrower, and Carson Wentz likes to throw deep. And, Dyami Brown was open a bunch last year at times on just a simple go route, and Heineke either didn't see him for most of the time or just, misfired on the throw. So Dyami Brown, I expect him to improve a ton this year, and, we've seen it so far in training camp, so that's good for sure. Okay, so I could have gone a couple different players here, but I wanted to switch it up a little bit because there are definitely players that played better than Sam Howell. Like Kendall Fuller has had a really good camp. Of course, Jahan Dotson has had a great camp, but that's just too obvious. And I wanted to give you guys a little bit of different name, and also a lot of people have been asking about Sam Howell, so I thought I would include him in this list because he's actually been playing pretty solid the last few days. The first couple days, was struggling a little bit, but so were the other quarterbacks. But the last couple days, he's been playing really well. So this is what, someone said, Olivia Garvey says, Sam Howell today giving Heineke a run for his money. And then Lake Lewis says, I've been really impressed with what I'm seeing from Sam Howell. He's on the mark today and making quick reads. Let's see, there were other things as well. Sam Howell on the field roughly 30 minutes before practice is set to start, and Heineke out here a couple minutes after that as well. And, Kyle Stackpole, who, worked for the Washington football team before the Redskins, said Sam throwing darts out here, a Commanders fan, after fifth round, quarterback Sam Howell completed his third straight pass during 9-on-9 drills. He looked really sharp this session, finding multiple receivers over the middle for 10 plus yard gains. He's showing off his arm. He's got good arm strength, much better than Taylor Heineke. Of course, though, Taylor Heineke is the backup. I think Taylor Heineke should be the backup because they want to win this year, and the players love him. He's knows the offense really, really well, and he can play well for some stretches of games. I think how you develop him, and if you like what you see from him this year, then that possibly makes Taylor Heineke expendable after this year, and you don't have to pay him, and you can just keep Sam Howell as the backup, maybe even more than that in the future. Here's a clip from him in, I think this is 11v11s, maybe it's 8v8s, but we'll mute this right here. And, he just throws a dart right there. I think it's someone commented Kelvin Harmon, but you see that zip on the ball right there. I'll full screen it for you guys, but we know if that was Taylor Heineke, it would have been there a second later. This with Sam Howell, it's has some zip to it. Has some zip to it right there. And let's see, shout out to whoever put this out. Shout out to North, appreciate that video right there. But yeah, Sam Howell has been solid this training camp session, so props to him. And I'm excited, really, really excited to see him in the preseason for sure. And yeah, that's kind of it. So other guys that impressed, but I didn't want to put in the video. Like I said, Jahan Dotson, too obvious. Kendall Fuller is another one that has played really, really well. Carson Wentz has been solid. And then, Corn Elder is another name. Derek Forrest, Benjamin St. Juste, guys like that, have been playing well as well. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.